And definitely we are back as we hit the climax of the Sport Rap show. It was quite a lonely place until my friend joined me. Joseph Thomas, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, Mr. Jesse Jackson?
I'm good. I'm good as well. But don't get too excited. I know the adrenaline is pumping. You want to speak about the Brave Warriors and stuff like that. But we'll speak about that later on. Today there was intriguing action in the NSSR that you can never see before. Let's look at the highlights that the NTV team has brought for us.
Kom ons kyk gou na die hoogtepunte vir hierdie onder 19A Liga eindstryd tussen WrapUp en El Nathan. Daar van die spanne veld. Tunnel is gevorm en die manne draf uit. Ja, en strafskop daardeur Kater Lou oorgeskop in die 11de minuut vir die eerste punte. En hier kom El Nathan op die aanval. Goed geverdedig daar. En El Nathan daar op die aanval. En Bootje Boysen gaan oor daar vir 'n 3. 5 vir El Nathan, 3 vir Windhoek Privaat. En dan 'n skop daar. En dan 'n vinnige tikkie en in die 32ste minuut is dit Rolof Venter, die buitesenter, wat daar gaan oorseil vir 'n 3 aan Affies. Die skop was nie bygevoeg nie deur die hal agter Kater Loupser. 8 punte vir Affies en 5 vir El Nathan. En verskeie kaarte wat dan uitgedeel word in hierdie wedstryd. Halftyd telling 8 vir WrapUp en 5 vir El Nathan. En dan is dit tweede helfte. Vinnige tikkie daar. Daar is een van die manne wat 'n geel kaartjie gekry het. En dan word daar oorgeduik, maar 'n 3 wat nie gaan tel nie. Salvadelli daar wat oorgaan, maar die 3 het nie gestaan nie. Goeie aanval hier, aanval werk, maar dit kom tot niks. En dan 'n skoppie daar na die pale toe. Na die afskop gaan die spel aan. En goeie hande daar. Pragtige werk. En dis die plaasvervanger wat daar oorgly. Brent Otto in die 43ste minuut. Kater voeg die skop by. En dan 'n 3 skoppie weer na die pale toe daar. Wat bygevoeg is. 15 vir Affies. En Colts wat daar oorgegaan het. En Titus wat die punte byvoeg. En strafskop aan die einde van die wedstryd deur Kater Loubser wat die punte opstoot na 18 toe vir Windhoek Afrikaanse Privaat Skool en 10 punte aan El Nathan. Windhoek Afrikaanse Privaat Skool is ons onder 19A Liga kampioene.
Joseph Thomas, I know that you are not a rugby man, you are a football person, football pundit, but that was a game to enjoy indeed. We do have still more highlights for you, and that is from the under 14s.
Welcome to our highlights package of this Standard Bank Under-19 Super League plate final between PSG Pro Ed and OK Moria at the Hagi Geingob Stadium today. So these teams that were both eliminated in the semi-final, looking to finish off their season on a high. So we started off with this attack by Moria. Breakaway by the 13th centre Bertus Narip, finding his way to run clear and score under the post. The first try of the match on the side of Moria. He converted his own kick. Mogan Jarman, he was a handful at fly-off all match for Pro Ed. The whistle had gone. That was not a try, but it shown his ability. This move came finished with a try by Moria flanker Connor Burmeister-Nel, and here we saw immediately after that Mogan Jarman breaking clear and piercing the gap and scoring a try for Pro Ed, which made the score to be 12 points for Moria and 10 points for Pro Ed at that stage. And then just before halftime, this was the captain of Moria, the centre Janu Erasmus, breaking clear and going through to score under the post for a try which Bertus Narip converted to make the halftime score 19 for Pro Ed and 10 points for Pro Ed Academy. So there we saw the hooker, the vet Don Sneering, just after halftime, scoring the first points for Pro Ed after an extended period of pressure. Bertus Narip added 3 points with a penalty for Moria. To extend their lead to 22-15. So a great try on the side of Pro Ed, and Mark Holloway going through to round off after receiving the last pass from his captain Dayton Saunders. Well played by Pro Ed. Janu Erasmus there on the attack as the captain for Moria. Then a period of play where they were on the try line for about 6 or 7 minutes before finally managing to score this try. And the number 14 Jazario Drotsky rounding off the try easily eventually, after they had worked very hard for 7 minutes. They were over the try line twice for tries that were not awarded. And then this was one of the last periods of play. Mogan Jarman finding the inside pass to Givaldo Pinar, and that was the last try on the side of Pro Ed, but the match was already away from them by that stage, losing the match by 5 points, 32-27. And so our colleague Otis Daniels, he spoke afterwards with the two captains.
Poging deur
Spectacular stuff there, Joseph. I'm sure you would agree that that was a very important league for all the teams that have been there, and they made sure that they come towards the end of this. But speaking towards the end of stuff, there's something that is starting, and that is the AFCON qualifiers. Namibia will be joined, that is by Cameroon, Kenya and Zimbabwe in their group, which is going to be something very magnificent. And today we don't speak of the past, we are speaking of right after the Sport Wrap-Up show, or between the Sport Wrap-Up show, where we'll have Namibia playing there. And obviously Joseph Thomas, as a man that was in Ivory Coast, that saw the Brave Warriors play, he is here with me, becoming actually a regular, a pundit as well, I must say. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me here today.
Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. We playing Cameroon, and you know, Colin Benjamin has said that his team, despite the complications, despite everything, are going to be focused in terms of the prize, because they know that the Cameroonians can pitch up with any team at their disposal, but are still going to be very good in terms of playing. Okay, the first thing that I want to ask Joe is that, what do you think of today's match? Quickly, before we speak advance to other stuff, what do you think are our prospects? What do you think are our hopes?
Yeah, our hope for today's game is to win the game, and the goal, don't forget about the goal, it's to go to AFCON. But let's not underestimate the Indomines, because they are underestimated, they can do anything.
Definitely, that's what he's saying. We have beaten the Indomitable Lions in our last qualifiers, and that was a 2-1 victory and a 1-1 draw, which is still fresh in the minds of many, because it enabled us to move to the Ivory Coast. But if you look at the controversial side of it, the teams having arguments in terms of in Cameroon, not our side, in Cameroon, they're having arguments. What a psychological factor can pave a way for us to make it in this one?
So first of all, that's an positive fact in terms of the Brave Warriors, because I believe Colin Mens are very prepared, and for the Cameroonian side there are a lot of complication. So what I'm saying is just they could use this opportunity and take advantage of that scenario for now. Then that's a bonus, a 3-point. Then we'll get closer to our goal.
3 points indeed will be a lovely thing. Listen, we beat Cameroon at the last time around at the qualifiers. That was a 2-1 victory, which was actually hard fought for, but it enabled us to be at the Africa Cup of Nations. If you look at the Cameroonian side with all their aspects and their factors, head-to-head records states that the Cameroonians are ahead of us in terms of victories, but we have had one of the best in terms of making sure, in terms of competitiveness, in terms of making sure that we reach the Africa Cup of Nations. Right now we speak of a team that's damaged, a team that is destroyed, and as you said there, that nothing should be underestimated, because obviously we can make advantage of this, but we do have teams in that group as well, which is Zimbabwe and Kenya. Do you think, how do you rate our chances of making it, because only 2 teams make it out of that group?
Definitely, I believe in Brave Warriors, and for sure we will make it out of that group. I know the Kenyan, we couldn't underestimate them, as well as the Zimbabwean, but we have a quite good chance for us to go through to the next round, as long as if we just need to take game by one game at a time. Once we do that, for now our focus of the boys should only be on Cameroon, not on the game for Kenya and Zimbabwe. And yeah, we have a good chance.
That's Joseph Thomas saying that our focus should be on today's game, which is going to be a blast. Of course, everyone is expecting fireworks. We are playing away from home, and we will return away from home. What do you think of that scenario? How does it work for us in terms of that we don't still have a facility, a stadium where we can play our football?
That fact also, remember that fans, what we call their 12 men, which plays a crucial role in the match, cause in boosting the confidence of the players as well. And it's for a quite while. For now, we don't have that. And if we gonna maybe improve on our, in terms of facilities, and that will boost the confidence of the player. But let's not view it from that perspective, because the positivity is to win the game. And I believe although we have those challenges, the boys are going to perform.
Although we have that challenges, the boys still qualified the last time around. Okay, but I mean, we're looking at the team. We have seen the team squad. We do have the captain, or the man that is the main man, Peter Shalulile. We do have Dion Hoto in the squad. But however, we do have injury concerns and players that didn't travel, and that is Erastus Kalula, one of them that you were saying that I think you watched the COSAFA Cup and he was quite pivotal in his role.
We have a quite of players that are not there at the moment. We have, as you mentioned, Kalula, and we have also our defensive midfielder, which is Kasume, who is missing. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, as we can see that Peter Shalolile, it's a bit struggling with the consistency. But I believe Peter will pull up today's game and he will do better. And although we have the injury, but we also have plenty of new players that are coming to the likes of. We have a lot of strikers that are just joined now, and I believe, if I'm not under correction, Ferris Nani also just joined, and they will do good.
You have said a lot about it, and that's Peter Shalulile that you are mentioning, a player that many has bashed in terms of his social media. If I was a footballer and Peter Shalulile, I wouldn't go to Facebook after a Namibian game, because obviously he went through the most difficult period where everyone was stating that in terms of performing at club level and performing for the national team, there are two differences. There are two different Peter Shaluliles that are showing up on the day. But obviously, let's not we forget that Peter Shalulile was one of the players that drove us and pushed us to the AFCON of 2023. But obviously, we still have that concern in terms of how he performs. What do you think Peter has to do in order to boost the squad?
I think Peter, in terms of us, is just, and he has a major role as well as to captain the team. And I hopeful today he will step up and maybe just to score the crucial goal that will give us a much more closer to our goals to reach to AFCON, and just also to give the clear direction or to the boys for them to carry out the plan that Colin has prepared. And I hope, we will do better in this game.
Speaking of players, we have no disrespect to the rest of the teammates of Dion Hoto. He has been doing well at Orlando Pirates. He's a versatile player. He is so good on the ball. He's so good in terms of positioning, and he's always available to play anywhere. If you speak of that player coming into such a crucial game, obviously it's the first game, but it remains crucial because those are the teams that you need to beat or get a point with in order to qualify. What do you think Hoto's role is going to be in this one today?
Hoto is very versatile and is very crucial to Brave Warriors, because even though we have a lot of injury concern, so Hoto can fill that space in terms of left back, winger, or striker. Hoto can fill, and he's going to play a major or a pivotal role to this game, and also just to help the young lads that I just joined the international team. And yeah, he has a lot to do also just to help them. Like we have the likes of Prince Chiwetha, who just joined because he had a long-term injury. But yeah, he has a pivotal role to play in this qualifying game.
And you speak of Prince Chiwetha, one of the players that many believe is going to be a great star for the Namibian team. We saw it against Angola. We saw it in the Africa Cup of Nations, how good it was until he got injured. At the Cape Town team, he's still doing well. He's trying his best and he's fitting in. He's getting game time. How crucial or how important is it to have Prince play in this match against Cameroon?
It's very pivotal because Prince, especially in controlling that midfield, in the fact that we are lacking of those attacking midfielder, the number 8, and Prince has that potentially to play as a box-to-box midfielder, to carry the ball into the front, and he can hold the ball. So he has the ability to shoot as well, and I believe he will play a major role in terms of linking up with Peter in the front and the winger with Shalulile and the rest of the team. Yeah.
Speaking of the rest of the teams, there are many players that we can't mention right now, but obviously we have to speak about defending and trying to get away with something in a very hostile place, which is West Africa. You don't go there and have an easy meal. So what do the Brave Warriors have to do in that match in order to make sure that they come through?
To be honest, just to play against the Western African country, because although the football in Africa it's evolving, because those nations were known that the most dominant in terms of football. Yeah, the advice that I have for the team is just to stick together and carry out their plan and link with each other, and that's it. In terms of any other aspects, and also we have mentioned that what's going on with the Cameroonian team, it's time just to capitalize on that and carry out whatsoever they have to do in the field. I believe we have 110% for us to please to God.
Wow, that's a proud Namibian speaking there. 110. You are bold, my friend. You are very bold. You are making
Definitely.
A statement in terms of when you walk out of here, whatever happens with that result, whether you celebrate or you celebrate defeat. Okay, speaking of the group stage itself, we do have the Zimbabweans in it. We do have the Kenyans in it. And then it's obviously the match that we're speaking about, Cameroon and Namibia. Looking at the other two opponents, how do you rate that?
Statistically, Namibia can be the underdogs in this group, but as I said, football is evolving, and let's not underestimate Zimbabwe. And remember that they want to return to the top football, which is the biggest tournament on the continent. They have missed the previous session, which is the AFCON of 2023, which was in Ivory Coast. So they will try for them just to make sure that they will be there at AFCON.
All right, and that's very good about that. Definitely, we expect something big about it. Definitely, we speak about teams and we speak about everything. One of the something that I want to know is that we do have a lot of politics in our football. There's a lot that is affecting the game in Namibia locally because we have not started even with the league, and speaking to sources, they are saying that we might start towards the end of October, which is far gone from a conclusion in terms of what everyone wants to hear.
That's one of the saddest news in terms to football enthusiastic and to football lovers, just to hear the news that the season is starting later on in September, but most of us most of the nation was expecting the season to start earlier, but politics, it's really influencing the football in a negative way, and it's just a bad thing in terms of our football. And And in terms of growth, our league was doing very well since last season. The likes of Chula Chula who came in, and we were expecting the new team. Like this season, we have KK Pareza. This has missed the top flight, and also.
If you mention KK Palace, a team. It's a dream to watch that team again coming back. Obviously, the teams will have to travel very far in order to play against KK Palace, but definitely if you mention KK Palace, one of the good things that has happened to Namibian football is that smaller teams are evolving and they are coming up. But we look at coming up, African Stars is a team that has dominated the league for 2 seasons right now. We had Ongos, which is a team that's building, and we had Comas Nampo as our press packages of the season. Who do you give your season to if they start?
For this season, I'm fully giving it to it's either Nampol or Ongos. And what really, but I'm looking forward to Nampol because they are really doing very well. Like the previous season, was the most team that was very dangerous in terms of they can attack, they can do everything because it's Nampol.
It has to be Nampol, as you say, but Comas Nampol as well is a team that you have to remember that is backed by the government, is a team that is backed, that is by PST Bet as well, that's backing that team. A team that has been doing well, no shame, nothing. Regarding the way they pushed in order to be third as a surprise package of the Premier League, for me was very impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Not only to look at Nampol, but just to look at, you mentioned about African Star, they are really doing well. You mentioned about Ongos, you mentioned about the Shoke Chula Chula. So that's why we're looking forward to this season because it was very interesting.
I think I'm speaking to a Shoke Chula Chula fan here. Definitely, he has mentioned it for quite a while right now.
Not really.
I might be wrong, but I think it's a team that has a lot of supporters in terms of its support. How important was the support of a Shoke Chula Chula, convincing people that people are hungry for football?
So, like Chula Chula just... I wouldn't really say they revived the football, but they have united the food in terms of the football fans and so forth. Not only football, look at the Nampol fans. The Nampol fans has also been showing up as well as Ongos. And for me, that's really a good thing in terms of the Namibian football. And I'm really looking forward to this
season. Well, Joe, it has been a privilege of definitely, we are still going to chit-chat about things, but obviously there's still a lot to talk about that we can't finish today. Of course, there's something that is coming up, and that's how we wrap up the whole weekend, and that's how we bring you the footage of the weekend, the adrenaline, the drama, and the thrills and spills will be next. And it is the wrap-up show. Joseph, this is something very, very critical. This is something very special. This is something very intact in terms of wrapping up the day. And if you wrap up the day, there is nothing like, when I say it's critical, you don't understand, because there was a rivalry. A big rivalry in terms of rugby and school rugby. That is the Standard Bank, the NSSR, that concluded. And obviously we are expecting fireworks. We are expecting deep results. I'm going to keep you in suspense because we have to see the highlights.
We now bring you the Under-19 Super League NSSR finals between Windhoek Gymnasium taking on Windhoek High School right here at the Haki Geinkop Stadium. There the teams are taking to the field. Windhoek Gymnasium followed by Windhoek High School. And there we have the anthems, the school anthems being played, as well as the national anthem. And the players grouping there. The first attempt at points came from a penalty. Valdre Kotze had the direction but not the length there, and some wonderful rugby being played here at Haki Geinkop Stadium. Both teams came out firing, and both teams did their utmost best to break the deadlock, but it was not to be. Scrum time. Windhoek High giving a good account of themselves, and another cross kick there to the corner. And on that occasion there was no try. Another good build up here by Windhoek High. Good hands, solid hands. Kamba Tuku there passing it on to Ethan Sinden. And he steps over for the first try in the 21st minute. Morgan Jarman getting ready to hit the ball with his left foot. And he adds the conversion, 7 points for Windhoek High. With Windhoek Gym still having to open their count, and the crowd are on their feet. Some good attack of play here by Windhoek Gym. This is a match that could have gone anyway. Good stuff here. And here we have Windhoek High once again on the attack. Good play there. And then crashed over there in the corner. Joshua Moller. Jamie van Zyl with a try in the 35th minute. And we are heading to halftime, and the conversion was also added by Joshua Moller. Halftime score confirmation, 17 for Windhoek High School and 5 on behalf of Windhoek Gymnasium. 3,414 people turned up for this match. Another penalty by Moller. This one was not converted. And here we have some wonderful play by the Windhoek High School. Strong running there by the right wing, Alejandro Morkel. And he touched down for a try there on behalf of Windhoek High. Joshua Miller adds the conversion, and he stretched the lead to 24 points for Windhoek High and 5 points for Windhoek Gymnasium. And here we have some action here, the line out and then a driving maul. And it's the first try there on behalf of Windhoek Gymnasium, coming late in the game in the 45th minute. Xander Leroux with the conversion. 24 points for Windhoek High and 12 points for Windhoek Gymnasium. And now Windhoek High turns open the taps. Look at that. Elzoy runs the whole length of the field. He kicks it, he gathers it, and he touched down for another try on behalf of Windhoek High in the 48th minute. The conversion is added, and the gap is stretched once again. 31 points for Windhoek High and 12 for Windhoek Gymnasium. And here we have the scrum half, Jano Bredenan, crashing over for a try on behalf of Windhoek Gym in the 57th minute. He also added the conversion. Kotze added the conversion, and then another penalty by William Bierkes and 34 points for Windhoek High and 19 for Windhoek Gymnasium. And then we're heading now in the 41st minute, and outside center Subramunus Semi showing a clean pair of heels there for another try on behalf of Windhoek High School, and William Bierkes added the conversion. 41 points for VIS and 19 for Gymnasium. And another driving maul, a move that worked well for Gymnasium, and they crashed over. Ruan Achenbach crashed over there for the last try in the game. 41 points for Windhoek High School and 24 points for Gymnasium, and our under 19 Super League champions for 2024 will be or has been decided, and they are Windhoek High School. Well deserved.
That was a bitter pill to swallow for the Windhoek Gymnasium team. Last year they came close. It was head to head, but this time around, as you could see through the highlights, that Windhoek High School was running right through the team. We do still have, that is WrapUp, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, and El Nathan under 19S that also went for the show today and impressed.
Kom ons kyk gou na die hoogtepunte vir hierdie onder 19A Liga eindstryd tussen WrapUp en El Nathan. Daar van die spanne veld. Tonnel is gevorm en die manne draf uit. Ja, en strafskop daardeur Kater Lou oorgeskop in die 11de minuut vir die eerste punte. En hier kom El Nathan op die aanval. Goed geverdedig daar. En El Nathan daar op die aanval. En Boetje Boysen gaan oor daar vir 'n 3. 5 vir El Nathan, 3 vir Windhoek Privaat. En dan 'n skop daar. En dan 'n vinnige tikkie en in die 32ste minuut is dit Rolof Venter, die buitesenter, wat daar gaan oorseil vir 'n 3 aan Affies. Die skop was nie bygevoeg nie deur die hel agter Kater Loupser. 8 punte vir Affies en 5 vir El Nathan. En verskeie kaarte wat dan uitgedeel word in hierdie wedstryd. Halftyd telling 8 vir WrapUp en 5 vir El Nathan. En dan is dit tweede helfte. Vinnige tikkie daar. Daar is een van die manne wat 'n geel kaartjie gekry het. En dan word daar oorgeduik, maar 'n 3 wat nie gaan tel nie. Salvadelli daar wat oorgaan, maar die 3 het nie gestaan nie. Goeie aanval hier. Aanval werk, maar dit kom tot niks. En dan 'n skoppie daar na die pale toe. Na die afskop gaan die spel aan. En goeie hande daar. Pragtige werk. En dis die plaasvervanger wat daar oorgelei. Brent Otto in die 43ste minuut. Carter voeg die skop by. En dan een skoppie weer na die pale toe daar. Wat bygevoeg is. 15 vir affies. En calls wat daar oorgegaan het. En Titus wat die punte byvoeg. En strafskop aan die einde van die wedstrijd deur Carter Loopse wat die punte opstoot na 18 toe vir Windhoek Afrikaanse Privaat Skool en 10 punte aan El Nathan. Windhoek Afrikaanse Privaat Skool is ons onder 19A Liga kampioene.
You just have to pardon me here because the excitement about the flair and the game of the earlier side, which was the under-19s between Windhoek Gymnasium and Windhoek High School. Obviously, the game after that, the highlights that followed, we mentioned that it was the under-19s as well, but nope, it was the under-19A. We do have, that is another highlight for you, Cheryl, because it was all about rugby this weekend. Let's be honest, it is the under-15s, making sure that you kept yourself entertained.
Hello viewers and welcome to this highlight package of a match involving Walvis Bay Private School up against Windhoek Gymnasium. It's an under 15A league final. And Matthew Raubenheimer trying to add some points in the 6th minute via penalty. The kick was not over. So the score stays 0 each. And now scrum half Rowan van Vieren aiming to add some points for Walvis Bay Private School, which he successfully did in the 8th minute. And the first 3 points on the board. Another attempt by Van Vieren. This one was not converted. Unfortunately, it had the direction but not the length. And here we have Walvis Bay Private on the attack. And then strong running there by Leandro Alambe, and it's the first try being scored in the 19th minute. 8 points for Walvis Bay Private School against the 0. Here comes the conversion. Unfortunately not added. And then look at this move here by Windhoek Gymnasium. Good stuff there. And it's the outside center Oliver Seeger crashing over for the first try on behalf of Windhoek Gym. And then it's Ruben is going to add the conversion, and it's 7 points for Windhoek Gymnasium, 8 points for Walvis Bay Private School at the break. And here play resumes for the second half, and it's a try in the 28th minute scored by Lewis. Good stuff on a touchdown there by Lewis. Now it was Oliver Seeger, and then the conversion added by Raubenheimer. And here comes Walvis Bay Private School. Good running, but that move fizzled out to nothing. And then Dirk Bardenos. No, that was a try by Oliver Seeger. Oliver Seeger there, crossing over for a try. Look at this build-up. Brilliant play here by Windhoek Gymnasium. Strong build-up once again. Build-up continues. And there goes the big man, Dirk Bardenos, for another try on behalf of Windhoek Gymnasium. And Jade Scholz adding the conversion in the 39th minute. But it was not over because Walvis Bay Private High School still had plans in injury time, and Carlos Loveira touching down for try late in the match, and Van Vieren adding the conversion, hitting the cross, the upright, but the ball bounced into, and it's added. It's 19 points for Windhoek Gymnasium. They are crowned the under-15 A-League champs, and 15 points for Walvis Bay Private School. It finished.
Definitely, there is always something beautiful and special about Namibian sports, and we can't go without mentioning the Commonwealth gold medalist that is Hilaria Johannes. And this is it from the marathon that happened at the coast.
My advice for aspiring marathon runner to clear goals: follow your training routine and while prioritizing nutrition and recovery in order to perform at your best. I also advise the young ones seek further guidance from their coaches and to other senior athletes. Being a champion, it requires tributes such as discipline, hard work, determination, focus, and perseverance. I would like to thank WrapUp to dedicate to a healthy and well-being of community in Namibia through events such as the House of Marathon, which is event for all. All right. The company is supporting the sport industry, which is often neglected, but we have great talent in Namibia in areas such as long distance and short distance running. I'm proud to be Musa Marathon Ambassador, and I would like to encourage participants to take part in this beautiful race located in the breathtaking Namibia National Park. It is not just a race, it is an experience.
That was Hilaria Johannes. Definitely, we did have a lot of sports this weekend, and the wrap-up show is just so squeezed in terms of what we can show, but we will try and give you everything that happened today. We did have tennis as well.
Goeiemiddag en welkom hier by Tennisplatse in Swakopmund. Ons host vandag en môre ons T09 of toernooi nommer 9 vir die jaar vir die Nasionale Tennis Assosiasie. Ons het vandag ons so 30 spelers wat in die toernooi deelneem, van onder 12 seuns en meisies tot by onder 25 mans. Vandag sien ons meestal van die onder 25 spelers en onder 16 spelers wat speel, en dan môre speel meer van ons onder 12 en ons onder 14 spelers. Hierdie toernooi tel dan ook vir die kinders se rankingpunte vir die Masters wat nou in November plaasvind en dan gebruik ons ook die resultate ook nou vir die zonal seleksie wat nou in Januarie begin plaasvind. So ons begin nou baie mooi kyk watter spelers vir ons nasionale span kan speel vir Januarie vir die zonals. So dis 'n lekker heerlike dag. Die weer is great in Swakopmund en ja, shout out vir almal van julle ook en lekker dag.
Okay, so net voor ons afsluit, is daar enige spelers hier vandag vir naweek gaan speel? Dat is die oog gaan uithou, so enige iemand wat nodig kyk om punte op te tel.
Ja, ons het 'n paar vir die onder 16 meisies het ons van ons 3, ons het eintlik 3 van ons nasionale onder 16 meisies hierso. So Hilna, Nana en Cecilia wat speel, so hulle is eintlik baie sterk spelertjies en dan by die onder 16 seuns het ons dan ook vir Henlou en vir Jaden wat speel. Jaden speel op van onder 14 onder 16, so beide van hulle is ook al van ons nasionale spelers wat al Namibië verteenwoordig het. So hulle is die naweek ook hier so aan die gang.
Hi, I'm Jaden van der Westhuizen. I am an under 14 player playing up to under 16. I just had a really tough match against AJ Brevar. He won me 6-4, 6-2, but the scores were really close and I felt that I played very well for playing up to under 16.
Okay, so you are taking on a bigger age group. Is there any reason behind that and how is that going for you so far?
The reason behind that is the competition at the under 14 is not that strong because all of the under 14 players that are strong also play up to under 16 to get more practice. That's what I'm also doing. To get more practice, I really want to become a good tennis player, so I need the practice.
Okay, you did exceptionally well just now and tomorrow is a longer day coming up ahead. How are you preparing for that?
How am I preparing? I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep a lot.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Tia-Ausis. I'm from Osakos and today I'm going to play the tournament in Swakopmund. I started playing when I was 7 years old and now I'm 14 years old. I'm looking forward to this tournament. Since last night, I can't wait to play my match. I'm very excited and also for tomorrow. My goal is to take first place for this tournament. Thank you.
Okay, do you know who your competitor is? Is this your first time participating in such an event?
No, my competitor is Alicia. She's from Burundi. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Such a beautiful something to see there from the tennis world, and thank you for the Erongo team for providing us with that. Of course, tennis aspirants will be delighted and will be actually inspired by the footage that they just have seen. Definitely, if you have not seen footage, the MTB or Shihavera, of course, courtesy of the FNB, it's still happening. It has not happened and been done yet. It will conclude that is tomorrow, but obviously there has been a lot going on from that side. Let us see what Brian Munango has for us.
Okay, joined by the Chase brothers who just finished the junior category. Just tell us, boys, starting off with Nathan, how did you guys enjoy the track and how tough was it?
Track was really good today. In the beginning, it was a bit messy. We took a couple of wrong turns, but then we got it all sorted out and it was really good fun. Quite tough with a lot of steep climbs. That was really enjoyable.
Okay, and how did you enjoy keeping up with your big brother?
It was quite hard. He was pushing me nice. Not like physically, but yeah, it was encouraging me, pushing me, and then just stuck on his wheel, had fun.
Okay, all in all, how did you enjoy it?
It was good fun. It was a little bit rocky at some places, but apart from that, it was nice.
Okay, and the navigation with getting lost, how did you guys conquer that? How did you guys overcome that?
Well, at least when we got lost, we were all together, so no one really lost any time and stuff. But then once we found the track, then the racing kind of really started, so it didn't make a particularly big difference that we got lost.
Okay, well, congrats, boys.
Thank you.
Wonderful stuff there. Obviously, cyclists making sure that they are noticed. And my friend, I'm sure you have been itching to say something. Definitely, this is your platform. This is your time, as they say.
Yeah, it's the time.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, we are going to speak about something very different, and that is international news that we have to somehow wrap up with. We start off with Cristiano Ronaldo, the Portuguese, scoring his 900th career goal with Portugal at the age that he is, and at the time that he was not nominated for the Global Ballon d'Or for after quite a while in terms of the top nominees.
Yeah, it's a bit sad for CR7 to be not nominated for the Ballon d'Or, but look at the figures, look at the statistic. Have you ever? There's no other player that has reached that milestone of 900 goals, and the guy is still grinding. His goal is to reach 1,000 goals, and it's only the difference of 100, and hopefully he will reach that.
100 to go. Do you know what 100 takes? It takes like a milestone. It takes millenniums for some players. It takes decades. It takes ages for them to get to 100. But for a man that has reached 900 goals, how has his influence been in terms of football?
It's massive. It's massive. If you have to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, his impact on the game, his impact on the football on the daily life basis, it's huge because he has influenced the football in the positive way, the consistency of the. We talk about determination, we talk about dedication, and also the hard work. It's massive, Ben.
It's massive. A lot of massiveness there from Cristiano Ronaldo, but I'm sure the Ghanaian fans will not be pleased with what I'm going to say next, and that is Luis Suarez retiring from international football after so many important and classic moments in the Uruguay jersey. And one of the moments that we will always remember is the red card that stopped Ghana from going to the semi-final.
I hope if you are in Accra and mentioning this, it's not gonna end well, because what's happened to back in 2010, it wasn't good at all. And apart from that, Luis has a good career, and he's one of the good strikers. Let me say a finisher, but yeah, I think
he's also a biter.
Unfortunately, there are those incidents that happened with Giorgino Chiellini and Evra, but he was a good striker, and it's time to let the young striker to come in, the likes of Facundo Peristri, the likes of the Liverpool guy.
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of strikers in that team that can actually live up to expectations. But if you look at Luis Suarez and his career himself, there's something about this guy that was so special in terms of international football, in terms of club football. He played with a passion, and that's why he was biting people.
I think when, I don't know about biting people, it's kind of, let me not say weird, but in terms of performing in the field, he's a good player, a good striker, and apart from those incidents that happened, he almost ruined his career with biting people and racial discrimination in terms of what happened to Patrice Evra and him. That was back in 2013, if I can recall very well. Yeah, apart from that, he also played very well during the time he was at Liverpool. And remember that that was the feared trio at Barcelona.
Definitely, he was one of the best in the world, and he will be remembered in terms of his international football. Well, I have to shake your hand because it was quite a remarkable time to be with you in studio, for giving us such an honest opinion in terms of what's happening in football. Definitely in terms of what's happening, we do have the City Dash that will be taking place. That is tomorrow, and definitely the team that bosses everything will be there tomorrow again to bring you that, or definitely they are going to give you social media updates and everything that you need to know. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and Joseph Thomas, it has been a beautiful time hosting for you from the comfort of your homes. We have to say goodbye. Tada.